In the vast expanse of the Andromeda Galaxy, nestled among the swirling mists of star systems and celestial bodies, lay the serene Atraxian Station, a marvel of galactic architecture and the permanent seat of the Galactic Council. Here, in a chamber curved like the inside of a hollow moon, beings from 1,000 worlds gathered under the luminescent glow of the Central Assembly Hall. The atmosphere was unusually tense. Representatives of the Galactic Union, each a delegate from a civilization spread across the unfathomable breadth of interstellar space, sat around the immense ring-shaped table. Their forms varied wildly, from the shimmering, translucent Silexians to the robust, armor-skinned Durians, reflecting the rich diversity of the galaxy's life forms. At the head of the table, the Council's president, a venerable Luthidian named Threx, called the meeting to order. His voice, a deep, sonorous timbre, resonated through the translators embedded in each delegate's seat. "Esteemed members," Threx began, his 4 eyes scanning the room with deliberate slowness. "We are convened in extraordinary circumstances. Recent reports regarding the planet known as Earth have necessitated immediate discussion." A murmur went through the chamber as the word Earth echoed off the metallic walls. The human race, newcomers to the galactic stage, had been the subject of much curiosity and, increasingly, grave concern. Over the past few decades, Earth had undergone a startling transformation, evolving from a technologically dormant planet into a formidable powerhouse capable of not only interstellar travel, but also rapid advancements in weapons technology. Threx continued, his tone growing more grave. "Our scouts and informants paint a troubling picture. Earth's military capabilities have expanded at an alarming rate. Their vessels have ventured into restricted zones, and their refusal to join the Galactic Union raises suspicions about their intentions." Next to speak was the delegate from the serene water planet of Hydrax, Ambassador Cilia. Her voice was like the flow of a gentle stream, calming yet insistent. "We must not rush to judgment. Earthlings are young and perhaps unaware of the intricacies of our laws and the dangers of unchecked expansion. I propose a diplomatic mission to gauge their intentions and, if possible, guide them into the fold of our union." But not all shared her patience. General Kravax of the militant Skarn race rebutted, his voice a harsh growl. "Naivety in this matter could prove disastrous. Earth's aggressive posturing could be a precursor to war. We must be prepared to defend our territories and enforce the peace, should they prove hostile." The debate waxed and waned, with voices raised in concern and argument, each delegate expressing their people's fears or hopes. As the council deliberated, it became clear that Earth, once a mere blip on the cosmic radar, had ascended to the center of galactic attention. Finally, after hours of discourse, Threx raised his hands for silence. "We shall proceed with both caution and resolve. An envoy will be sent to Earth to establish open communications and express the Council's concerns. At the same time, we will prepare for all contingencies, monitoring their movements closely. Earth's actions will determine our own. Let us hope for peace, but prepare for the possibility of conflict." The decision was met with a mixture of relief and apprehension. As the council adjourned, the members of the Galactic Union filed out of the chamber, each lost in thought about the upcoming mission to Earth. Meanwhile, millions of light-years away, Earth continued its daily bustle, oblivious to the storm of political machinations brewing across the stars, which would soon knock at its very doorstep. Earth had never before experienced such a momentous day. The morning was brisk and clear as the sleek metallic cruiser of the Galactic Envoy made its elegant descent, its hull reflecting the sunlight like a mirror slicing through the sky. The world's media, having preempted this historic event, broadcast every moment live, feeding a global audience that was a mix of trepidation and awe. In major capitals around the world, giant screens flickered to life, displaying the alien vessel as it approached a specially prepared landing site near the United Nations headquarters in New York City. Crowds had gathered, some in celebration, others in protest, all craning their necks for a first glimpse of the extraterrestrial visitors. As the ship touched down silently, devoid of any jet or engine roar, a hush fell over the onlookers. A ramp descended with a smooth whir, and the first of the envoy, Ambassador Lythor, a slender bipedal being with iridescent skin and calm, luminescent eyes, stepped forward. Dressed in garments that shimmered like the surface of a calm sea, Lithor raised a hand in what was universally recognized as a gesture of peace. World leaders, along with a selected group of eminent scientists and diplomats, had assembled to greet the envoy. President Martinez of the United States was the first to step forward, extending a hand to Lithor. "On behalf of Earth, I welcome you," she said, her voice steady despite the historic weight of her words. Lithor's translator device, a small clip on his collar, converted his melodious, flowing language into English. "Thank you, President Martinez. I come in peace on behalf of the Galactic Council. We hope to foster understanding and cooperation between our peoples." The initial exchanges were cordial, with each representative introducing themselves and expressing hopes for fruitful dialogue. However, as the formalities gave way to the initial diplomatic discussions inside the UN building, the underlying tensions began to surface. Ambassador Lithor, in the broader assembly with Earth's representatives watching keenly, laid out the purpose of their visit. "While we celebrate the contact between our civilizations, we must address concerns. Your rapid advancements and expansion have not gone unnoticed. The Galactic Council worries about the stability of the galaxy with such unchecked progress." The room tightened with unease as the implications of his words sank in. Secretary General Akachi of the United Nations responded diplomatically. "We are aware that our journey into the galactic community might be unsettling to older civilizations. However, we assure you that Earth seeks only peace and mutual prosperity." Yet, as the discussions delved deeper into specifics, the envoy revealed the crux of the matter: the ultimatum. "The Council requests that Earth agree to halt its military expansion and accept oversight from the Council to ensure galactic peace. Failure to comply would necessitate actions to ensure the safety of the galaxy." The response from Earth's leaders was a mix of indignation and resolve. General Li of China spoke first, his tone firm. "Earth cannot accept such terms that compromise our sovereignty and the safety of our planet. We must be allowed to defend ourselves and maintain our autonomy." The meeting adjourned with many issues unresolved. Outside, as the delegates and the envoy parted ways, the crowd's mood reflected the complex emotions inside. Hope mingled with defiance, curiosity with fear. In the days that followed, debates raged globally about the next steps. Should Earth bow to the demands of a distant council or stand firm in defense of its sovereignty? As governments deliberated, preparations began quietly, both for further talks and for other, less peaceful contingencies. The world was united in its suspense, waiting on the brink of decisions that could either lead to unprecedented alliance or plunge them into cosmic isolation. The world was on edge. The ultimatum delivered by the Galactic Council through their envoy had resonated like a shockwave across Earth's political and social landscapes. Every news outlet was ablaze with debates and speculation about Earth's future in the galaxy. The leaders of the major powers convened in an emergency session to formulate a coherent response. The stakes were unmistakably high. Earth's sovereignty was challenged, and its place in the cosmos was at risk. Advisors and military strategists. The conference room was tense, the air thick with the gravity of their task. On the agenda was not only the immediate response to the Galactic Council's demands, but also a broader strategy for ensuring Earth's security and independence. The venue was Geneva, Switzerland, chosen for its history of diplomatic neutrality. The leaders gathered at the Palais des Nations, each accompanied by their top president Martinez, opened the session with a firm declaration: "We are here to decide our future, not just the future of our individual nations, but of our entire planet. The Council has made it clear that our progress frightens them, but we must not let fear dictate our path. We must stand united as a planet to preserve our rights and freedoms." The French President Leclerc took the floor next, her tone analytical. "The Galactic Council is concerned with stability, which is understandable, but their approach, imposing oversight, compromises our autonomy. We need to explore all avenues, diplomatic and otherwise, to ensure our position is respected." Dialogue shifted to more tactical discussions, led by General Li. "If diplomacy fails, we need to be prepared for defensive actions. We have made significant advancements in military technology that may give us an edge. Our space fleet is ready, and our ground defenses are stronger than ever. As the talks progressed, the idea of forming a unified Earth defense coalition took shape. This coalition would not only strategize Earth's military response, but also work on diplomatic channels to negotiate more favorable terms with the Council. The proposal was met with broad agreement, marking a pivotal moment of unprecedented global unity. Amidst these discussions, the British Prime Minister suggested a more covert approach. While we prepare openly for defense, we should also engage in intelligence gathering. Understanding the Council's true motives and their strategic vulnerabilities could prove advantageous. The meeting concluded with a multifaceted plan. Continue diplomatic negotiations to buy time, enhance Earth's defensive and offensive capabilities, and initiate covert operations to gather intelligence. Publicly, Earth's leaders projected a facade of calm diplomacy, while behind the scenes, preparations for potential conflict accelerated. In the following weeks, the mood among Earth's populations shifted from fear to a somber resolve. The media covered stories of unity and preparedness, of scientists and engineers working tirelessly to innovate new defenses, of soldiers and civilians training together. Earth was not going to bow down quietly. Instead, it was galvanizing, showing a face of determination and strength that had never before been seen on such a global scale. Meanwhile, back on Atraxian Station, the Galactic Council watched with growing concern. Reports from their observers noted Earth's sudden leap in militarization and unity. It was clear that the humans were preparing to defend their sovereignty with all their might, potentially bringing the galaxy to the brink of its first interstellar conflict. As the possibility of conflict loomed larger, Earth's global atmosphere was one of brisk efficiency and tense anticipation. Governments worldwide had activated their emergency protocols, and the newly established Earth Defense Coalition, EDC, was in full swing, coordinating the planet's resources and strategies. Factories across the globe had shifted their outputs to support war efforts, producing everything from advanced spacecraft to portable energy shields. Scientific communities, typically isolated in their specific fields, now worked together in unprecedented collaborative projects. In a high-security facility in Silicon Valley, a team composed of the best minds from the United States, Europe, Asia, and other regions labored around the clock. Their main project was an advanced AI system designed to predict and counter extraterrestrial attack strategies, integrating vast amounts of data from military simulations and historical interstellar conflicts gleaned from hacked Council databases. Meanwhile, in Russia, engineers were developing a new type of propulsion engine that could outmaneuver the anticipated advanced spacecraft of the Galactic Council. The tests were promising, showing significant improvements in speed and maneuverability. This development was kept under the highest secrecy, known only to a select few within the EDC. In a remote part of the Australian outback, a massive training facility was set up almost overnight. Here, military forces from around the world gathered to train together, sharing techniques and strategies. The site buzzed with activity as soldiers, pilots, and tacticians from different nations drilled in unified squads. The focus was on space combat and planetary defense, areas that had become critically relevant. Amidst these preparations, a covert operation known as Project Oracle had been greenlit by the EDC. A select group of intelligence officers, hackers, and linguists were tasked with infiltrating the Galactic Council's communications network. The operation was based out of a nondescript office building in Tokyo, camouflaged as a tech startup. Inside, the team worked tirelessly, piecing together information on the Council's military deployments, political alliances, and even potential internal dissent. One evening, as the red sun dipped below the horizon, the team hit a jackpot. They intercepted a transmission indicating that a sector of the Council's fleet stationed near the Orion Nebula was experiencing logistical issues and low morale. This information was gold. It presented a potential weakness in the seemingly impenetrable armor of the Galactic Council's forces. With this critical intelligence, the strategic discussions within the EDC took on a new dimension. General Lee proposed a daring plan, a preemptive strike on the vulnerable sector of the Council's fleet. If we can demonstrate our capabilities and resolve through a targeted strike, we may be able to push the Council into reconsidering their stance, he argued in a secure video conference with EDC leaders. The plan was risky, and it sparked heated debate among the Earth's leadership. Some argued for more time to build Earth's defenses further and continue diplomatic efforts. Others, citing the intercepted communications, saw a unique opportunity to shift the balance of power and gain a psychological edge. After hours of deliberation, the decision was made to proceed with the strike. A fleet of Earth's best spacecraft, equipped with the new Russian propulsion engines and other cutting-edge technologies, was quietly assembled. The mission was set for a narrow launch window within the week, aiming to exploit the disarray within the Council's forces before they could regroup. As the chosen pilots and crews prepared for the mission, the world remained unaware of the critical operation unfolding. The outcome of this audacious strike would either pave the way for a new era of negotiations or plunge Earth into the depths of an interstellar war. Under the veil of cosmic darkness, Earth's newly assembled fleet of interstellar warships, equipped with the latest advancements in propulsion and armament, moved silently toward their target in the Orion Nebula. The chosen strike group, composed of pilots and soldiers from various nations, represented Earth's first united military front in space. The tension was palpable, each member aware of the gravity and potential consequences of their mission. As the fleet approached the designated coordinates, the vast emptiness of space around them belied the intensity of the situation. Inside the flagship, Admiral Singh, the appointed commander of the operation, reviewed the battle plans with her staff. The holographic displays showed simulations of their attack, highlighting the weaknesses in the enemy's defenses discovered through Project Oracle. "The element of surprise is crucial," Admiral Singh briefed her crew. "Our goal is to disable their command ship and scatter their forces. This will send a clear message. Earth will defend its sovereignty at all costs." The fleet remained in stealth mode, utilizing technology developed to evade the high-tech sensors of the Council's ships. As they neared the enemy sector, the mood shifted from tense anticipation to focused action. Squadron leaders issued final checks on their communication systems and weapons. Without warning, the serene, starlit battlefield was illuminated by the blinding lights of energy weapons as the Earth fleet launched a surprise offensive. The Council's ships, caught off guard, scrambled to respond. Their command ship, a massive vessel at the center of the fleet, became the primary focus of Earth's assault. The new propulsion systems on Earth's fighters allowed them to dart through the Council's formations with unprecedented speed and agility, dodging incoming fire that lit up the space like a deadly fireworks display. Meanwhile, Earth's main cruisers unleashed a barrage of advanced missiles and energy beams, targeting the enemy's power sources and weaponry. Admiral Singh coordinated the attack from her command center, her voice calm but firm over the comms. "Focus fire on their main reactor. Squadron 3, cover the flank. We can't let them regroup." As the battle raged, the Council's fleet began to show signs of disorganization. Some ships attempted to retreat while others pressed forward, only to be met with relentless fire from Earth's unified forces. The turning point came when a precisely aimed torpedo breached the command ship's outer defenses, causing a critical hit near its engine core. The explosion was spectacular, casting a brilliant light against the backdrop of the Orion Nebula. The command ship was severely damaged, drifting helplessly as secondary explosions rippled through its structure. Seeing their flagship in disarray, the morale of the Council's forces faltered. With their command structure disrupted, the Council's fleet was unable to mount a coherent defense. Taking advantage of the confusion, Earth's forces pressed their attack, pushing the remaining enemy ships into a full retreat. As the last of the Council's ships warped out of the sector, the members of Earth's fleet cheered over their communication channels. Admiral Singh, however, remained composed, her thoughts already on the next steps. "All units maintain readiness. This is just the beginning." The victory was a significant one for Earth. Not only had they successfully repelled an advanced alien fleet, but they had also demonstrated their ability to stand up against the might of the Galactic Council. News of the battle spread quickly back on Earth, bolstering public morale and strengthening global support for the defense efforts. However, the leaders of Earth were under no illusions about the challenges ahead. The successful strike would undoubtedly escalate tensions, and they needed to prepare for possible reprisals. But for now, Earth had sent a clear message to the galaxy. It was a sovereign power, ready to defend its place among the stars. The turning point came when a covert operation successfully incapacitated a major mining operation in the belt of Dallara, causing a significant dip in the Council's energy reserves. This disruption forced the Council's leadership to acknowledge their precarious position. Pressured by both internal dissent and mounting logistical challenges, the president of the Galactic Council, Threx, publicly called for a ceasefire and proposed official peace negotiations with Earth. This proposal, broadcast across both Earth and the Council's communications networks, marked a significant shift in the galactic power structure. On Earth, the news of the ceasefire proposal was received with mixed emotions. While many celebrated the prospect of peace, others remained skeptical of the Council's intentions. Nonetheless, the EDC prepared to enter negotiations, intent on securing a lasting peace that would ensure Earth's independence and safety. As delegations from both sides began to gather for the upcoming peace summit, the people of Earth watched with bated breath, hopeful yet cautious about the future. The battle-worn planets and stars bore witness to a new chapter in Earth's history, one where it emerged not just as a survivor, but as a formidable power in its own right, ready to define its path in the galaxy. The siege of Earth commenced with a sudden barrage of meteoric projectiles launched from hidden Council warships positioned at the far reaches of the solar system. Each projectile, loaded with explosive payloads, was targeted at Earth's major military installations and spaceports. The first waves were largely intercepted by Earth's newly fortified defenses, but the sheer volume soon overwhelmed the orbital defense networks. Panic spread as sirens blared across the globe, warning of impending impacts. Admiral Singh, coordinating Earth's defensive response from the main command center on the Moon, projected a calm demeanor amidst the chaos. "Redirect additional satellites to Sector 7. Prioritize protection over the civilian centers," she ordered, her voice resolute over the comm links buzzing with status reports and countermeasure coordination. On the ground, General Lee oversaw the deployment of ground-to-air defense systems that lit up the skies with retaliatory fire, creating a dazzling, deadly light show. The ground shook as some of the projectiles broke through, striking remote military outposts. Emergency response teams consisting of both military and civilian units were dispatched rapidly to manage the aftermath and assist in evacuations. Despite the initial shock, Earth's forces adapted quickly to the Council's tactics. Utilizing the advanced AI systems developed in Silicon Valley, they began predicting the trajectory of incoming attacks with increasing accuracy, greatly enhancing the effectiveness of their defensive maneuvers. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, diplomatic channels were frantically active. Secretary General Akachi, alongside a team of Earth's top diplomats, engaged in high-stakes communications with several moderate Council species who were uneasy about the ongoing assault. These discussions were delicate, balancing offers of future cooperation against the immediate need for support in calling for a ceasefire. As battles raged above and on Earth, a different kind of battle unfolded in the media and public opinion. Propaganda efforts by both sides sought to sway the populace and the undecided Council members. Earth's broadcasts highlighted the unprovoked aggression by the Council and showcased heroic tales of resistance and unity. In a bold move, a live feed from Earth's command center was broadcast globally, showing Admiral Singh and her team expertly managing the crisis. This transparency not only maintained public morale, but also demonstrated Earth's sophisticated and resilient defense capabilities. 3 days into the siege, a turning point occurred. The covert intelligence team in Tokyo intercepted communications indicating significant unrest among the Council's forces, compounded by logistical strains and dwindling supplies caused by the ongoing disruptions of their supply lines by Earth's covert operations. Seizing this moment, Earth launched a counteroffensive. Space fleets, hidden on the dark side of the Moon and in other strategic locations across Earth's orbit, surged forward in a well-coordinated strike. Their targets were the Council's flagship and other key warships that had been identified through intercepted communications as central to the Council's operational command. The counteroffensive was ferocious and swift. Earth's ships, using guerrilla tactics perfected in earlier skirmishes, disabled several key ships in the Council's fleet. As the news of the successful strike spread, momentum shifted palpably. Calls for peace began to dominate the communications channels, both from within the Council's ranks and across the galaxy. Under immense pressure, and facing a stalemate that could lead to further unnecessary losses, the President of the Galactic Council publicly announced a halt to the offensive operations against Earth. He called for immediate peace talks, acknowledging Earth's right to defend its sovereignty and expressing a desire to reintegrate Earth into the galactic community under new terms. The ceasefire led to jubilant celebrations on Earth, tempered with cautious optimism about the forthcoming negotiations. Earth had not only survived the siege, but had also cemented its reputation as a formidable power. The upcoming peace talks would now be on terms much more favorable to Earth, reflecting its newly earned status on the galactic stage. As leaders from both sides prepared to meet, the galaxy watched, aware that the outcome would reshape the future of interstellar relations. The aftermath of the siege of Earth had set the stage for a pivotal transformation in galactic politics. The planned peace negotiations were to be held on Neutral Station, a space platform equidistant from Earth and the Galactic Council's capital, designed specifically for diplomacy among star systems. This venue symbolized a new era of potential harmony and cooperation, situated in a sector of space untouched by conflict. As delegations from Earth and the Galactic Council gathered at the Neutral Station, each was acutely aware of the changed dynamics. Earth, once underestimated as a nascent member of the galactic community, now sat at the negotiation table as an equal, respected and somewhat feared for its capabilities and resolve. Secretary General Akachi led Earth's delegation, composed of diplomats, military strategists, and scientists. Facing them were representatives of the Galactic Council, including Threx, who had advocated for a peaceful resolution throughout the crisis. The air was thick with anticipation and the weight of history being made. The negotiations opened with formalities, each side expressing a commitment to peace and a willingness to forge a new relationship based on mutual respect and understanding. However, the core discussions were anything but straightforward, as deep-seated fears and ambitions surfaced. Earth's primary demand was clear: recognition of its sovereignty without any external oversight, and a mutual non-aggression pact among all Galactic Council members. Additionally, Earth sought assurances for free trade and movement within the galaxy, aiming to establish itself as a key player in interstellar commerce and diplomacy. The Council, on the other hand, was focused on security guarantees. They sought assurances that Earth would not use its advanced military capabilities to coerce other planets or disrupt the existing galactic order. They proposed the establishment of a joint galactic task force to oversee the enforcement of peace treaties and to act as a mediator in future disputes. Negotiations were tense and prolonged, with several rounds of talks taking place over days. The delegates worked tirelessly, breaking down each point of contention and drafting terms that would be acceptable to both sides. Behind the scenes, there was a flurry of activity as messages were relayed back to governments and leaders, and strategies were recalibrated based on the latest developments. Finally, a breakthrough came. Earth agreed to join the proposed joint task force under the condition that it would have equal say in its operations and decisions. The Council, recognizing the strategic and diplomatic advantages of having Earth as a proactive member rather than a potential adversary, accepted Earth's terms on sovereignty and trade. The final agreement was a monumental document, hailed as the Treaty of Neutral Station. It outlined not only the terms of Earth's integration into the galactic community, but also set new precedents for how emerging civilizations would be treated in the future. The signing ceremony was broadcast across the galaxy, watched by billions. As Secretary General Akachi and President Threx signed the treaty, there was a palpable sense of relief and hope. The galaxy had stepped back from the brink of a devastating conflict and had instead moved toward a future where cooperation and respect would pave the way. Back on Earth, the news of the treaty was met with jubilation and a deep sense of pride. Celebrations erupted in cities around the world, and the event became a symbol of Earth's resilience and newfound status. Meanwhile, In the broader galaxy, the successful resolution of the conflict with Earth prompted other civilizations to reflect on their own policies and positions within the Galactic Council. As Earth assumed its new role in the galactic framework, it also began preparations to host the next Galactic Summit on its soil, a gesture that symbolized its commitment to being a central player in shaping the future of the galaxy. This new era, born out of conflict but forged in diplomacy, promised to usher in a period of unprecedented interstellar cooperation and advancement. As Earth embraced its role as a newly respected member of the Galactic Union, the planet underwent a profound transformation. The Treaty of Neutral Station had not only marked a turning point in Earth's interstellar relations, but also catalyzed changes in its internal policies and global outlook. With its status as a guardian of new galactic peace, Earth's focus shifted towards fostering a robust, cooperative future both on its surface and across the stars. The first Galactic Summit on Earth was set to be held in New Geneva, a city rebuilt as a model of sustainability and technological innovation. This city, chosen for its symbolism of peace and progress, was redesigned to accommodate beings from different environments and gravities, making it a true interstellar hub. New Geneva became a bustling nexus of cultural exchange and diplomatic activity, showcasing Earth's commitment to its new role. Secretary General Akachi, now hailed as a visionary leader, spearheaded the preparations for the summit. Her objective was clear: to build on the momentum of the treaty and establish Earth as a mediator and peacemaker in the galaxy. The summit would address critical issues like trade regulations, rights of planetary colonization, and strategies for dealing with rogue elements that threatened galactic peace. As delegations from various star systems arrived, Earth's citizens were treated to the sight of diverse alien species mingling in their midst. Public squares and media channels were filled with interviews and discussions, providing a window into the wide array of cultures, philosophies, and technologies that now interacted with human society. Meanwhile, Earth's scientific communities flourished as they engaged in joint ventures with alien experts. Innovations in energy technology, space travel, and medicine accelerated at an unprecedented pace. The University of New Geneva opened its doors to students of all species, offering courses that combined human knowledge with galactic perspectives. The military, too, underwent significant changes. The Earth Defense Coalition transitioned into the Galactic Peace Force, a body dedicated not just to defending Earth, but also to maintaining peace and stability across the galaxy. Training programs were adjusted to include modules on diplomacy and conflict resolution, reflecting Earth's new role as a peacemaker. However, Earth's elevated position in the galaxy was not without its challenges. Some factions within the Galactic Council remained wary of Earth's rapid rise and its implications for the power balance. Additionally, fringe groups who opposed the integration with the Galactic Union voiced their dissent, arguing that Earth was losing its identity and sovereignty. These tensions came to a head during the summit when a dispute arose between two member species over mining rights in a contested asteroid belt. The situation threatened to escalate into a conflict, testing Earth's capacity to mediate and enforce the new galactic laws. Secretary General Akachi, with a team of Earth's finest diplomats, navigated the delicate negotiations, demonstrating tact and an unyielding commitment to peace. Meanwhile, Earth's scientific communities flourished as they engaged in joint ventures with alien experts. Innovations in energy technology, space travel, and medicine accelerated at an unprecedented pace. The University of New Geneva opened its doors to students of all species, offering courses that combined human knowledge with galactic perspectives. The military, too, underwent significant changes. The Earth Defense Coalition transitioned into the Galactic Peace Force, a body dedicated not just to defending Earth, but also to maintaining peace and stability across the galaxy. Training programs were adjusted to include modules on diplomacy and conflict resolution, reflecting Earth's new role as a peacemaker. However, Earth's elevated position in the galaxy was not without its challenges. Some factions within the Galactic Council remained wary of Earth's rapid rise and its implications for the power balance. Additionally, fringe groups who opposed the integration with the Galactic Union voiced their dissent, arguing that Earth was losing its identity and sovereignty. These tensions came to a head during the summit when a dispute arose between two member species over mining rights in a contested asteroid belt. The situation threatened to escalate into a conflict, testing Earth's capacity to mediate and enforce the new galactic laws. Secretary General Akachi, with a team of Earth's finest diplomats, navigated the delicate negotiations, demonstrating tact and an unyielding commitment to peace.